So, what pushed you to get involved with the IOC? You clearly had options in terms of what you wanted to pursue. You could have gone into corporate America or private practice as an attorney. What motivated or pushed you to pursue the IOC?
Let me first say that being an IOC member is not a paid job. We are volunteers. So I didn't just go into the Olympic world. My first step into that world was, of course, being an Olympian and living in the Olympic Village, which is unlike any other experience. I mean, it was people of all shapes, sizes, skin colors, both sexes. And I realized that if we could do this for 4 weeks, we could do it forever. And that became my goal. So my next step into the Olympic movement, although I was a member of the board of directors because of something we call the Athlete Advisory Council, which was peers voting for their own to become their representative. And so from 1976, I was on the board of the U.S. Olympic Committee, which is now the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee. And then, after LA was selected as the host city for 1984, I was put on that board. And through that, I came to know Peter Ueberroth and Harry Usher, and I wrote things about what I thought should be done. I learned later that it was in paper and pencil because that's all I had at the time, but I let my feelings be known. I was invited to work in LA, which meant leaving the East Coast and everyone I knew to go to a new city where I had met people, but I had only one friend. But I also realized it was not necessary to be cold in the wintertime. So this seemed like a very good idea. And after 1980, where I fought hard against the boycott, indeed wound up suing the USOC, which meant suing the White House because they joined in the suit. Sadly, I lost. I don't like talking about my losses, but I did my very best to let the athletes decide who should go. After all, we were the only ones invested. Not a penny of federal, state, or local funding came to us Olympians then, and there were no sponsors. So we were all self-funded, and we should have been able to make the decision. But I lost that one, and that's a longer story, but I'll get on to other things. So once I came to Los Angeles and began managing and designing the Olympic villages, we had 3. I realized that this was really an important thing, although I knew my time was limited. And it wasn't but 2 years later that I was elected a member of the International Olympic Committee. So since 1986, I've been a member of this volunteer organization, which takes a lot of time, but the privilege and responsibility is absolutely wonderful. I had planned to be a member of the Supremes, and don't get confused with my musical background. I met the ones in Log Groves, not the singing group. And yet, moving to Los Angeles changed the vector of my career.